A big decision coming out of Saskatoon Provincial Court today. A girl who is now an 18-year-old woman, but was 16 years old at the time when she viciously beat and killed 6-week-old baby boy Nikosis Jace Cantre, has been sentenced as an adult, not a youth. Now, we had gone through a sentencing hearing back in December to determine whether or not she should be sentenced as an adult as opposed to a youth, as she was 16 years old at the time. Today, the judge ruling that the Crown did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the adult sentence would be in the best interest of the public and the justice system. Now, what it came down to in this case was age, a kind of interesting aspect of how age plays a factor in the sentence. And the Crown had proved that the violent actions of this offender were not due to an immaturity based on the offender's age, but due to an immaturity and impulsivity due to her FASD, which we heard during the sentencing hearing that she has been diagnosed with. There's also an aspect of whether or not the sentence would protect the community from something like this happening again, and the judge ruling that a youth sentence would not ensure enough public safety. When the judge announced his decision, there was a loud clapping in the courtroom, and at first the judge kind of admonished the supporters and family of the baby, Nikosis Jace Cantre, for doing it, and then later said that it wasn't because he didn't have empathy for their situation, but just kind of reiterating the difficulties of having to balance a sentencing decision such as this. And when the decision was made, the woman, now 18 years old, sat in the prisoner's box. She had her head in her hands, a position that she had for most of her sentencing hearing, and the defense saying that his client is not very surprised about this outcome. Another big factor that we have to talk about is the publication ban on this woman's name. It usually gets lifted once a youth is sentenced as an adult, but for now, for 30 days, in fact, we will not be able to publish this woman's name pending an appeal period. So if after the 30 days the defense decides not to appeal the decision, then her name will be published. Outside Saskatoon Provincial Court, I'm Bree McAdam for the Saskatoon StarPhoenix.